This is CBeebies on YouTube. Find even more fun and games for your child at the CBeebies website.
Well, I've always been a massive animal lover. I loved all animals. I always wanted more pets, and I used to go and work at my local vets. Anything to do with animals, I was obsessed. But my strongest and best memories are of going to the woods at the weekends. Me and my dad, I was always with my dad. We'd rip open logs and lift up stones and dig up soil, and we always used to find loads of different cool stuff. And I remember in the beginning just being fascinated that these creatures were all different colours and they had loads of legs and no legs, and just weird and wonderful and gross stuff. I just loved it. I have a degree in zoology. I studied zoology for 3 years, and now I'm studying to be a vet. I'm studying veterinary medicine. But I think the time that I've learnt the most has just been when I've been in the wild, and I've been in nature and I've seen things growing, and I've seen the circle of life. I've seen things coming up in the spring, and so yeah, I've studied it, but I've also spent a lot of time watching. I loved filming at the treehouse. It was just such a beautiful location. It's an amazing place. Oh, the kids were just brilliant. They were absolutely hilarious. I love bugs and I find them fascinating, but the kids just pick up on stuff that I never would have thought of before. Their imaginations are brilliant.
What about this? That could be the radio. Yeah, the radio. Listen to dumpy music.
What do centipedes listen to? What sort of music?
Rap music.
Everything is just fun when you're working with kids. You know, if it's about flies, you're talking about poo. If it's about snails, you're talking about slime. Anything that's gross or funny or silly, kids will pick up on and they'll laugh. I laughed so much making the show. It was just brilliant. Some of them were really nervous at first. Go on, touch it, go on. It won't hurt you. The amazing thing was, there wasn't one child who didn't overcome that fear and didn't, after maybe 5 or 10 minutes, say, wow, actually, this is really interesting. Or in a lot of cases, can I hold it? And for me, that was amazing.
Can I hold it?
Yeah.
What does it feel like? Wow! It feels tickly!
We did go to specific wildlife gardens and parks and things like that, and open green spaces. But I just didn't really expect there to be so much life in places where there was no greenery, nothing. I mean, a couple of bikes covered by a black bin bag, and there's slugs and snails and earwigs living there. Literally mini beasts everywhere, which is really cool because it means anyone can go and find them. You don't have to live in the middle of the country. You don't have to have a big garden. You don't have to have a garden at all.
Maybe you could go on a snail adventure too. Look for them in cool, damp places. You could even have a go at feeding them yourself. But if you do, remember, always put them back at the end.
It's sweet because children were going out to their gardens and collecting mini beasts, but they would put them in things like margarine tubs and leave them under the bed. Mums would come down a few days later and look under the bed, and there'd be a horrible smell and a tub full of dead snails or something like that. So it's really important that you put the mini beast back. I think it would be brilliant if the show made parents and kids and, well, whole families go out on mini beast adventures together, because it's not something that's just interesting for kids. Mini beasts are fascinating for everyone. I find them interesting. My dad still finds them interesting. It's really something anyone can appreciate.
Find out when we add new clips and build a playlist especially for your child by subscribing for free to the CBeebies YouTube channel.